Hello. Thank you for beginning the Conflict of Interest training module. Completion of the module is required by all staff and faculty once every year. At the end of the module, you will be required to take a short quiz on the information contained within the presentation. The sheer number of relationships, both business and personal, involved in the UNC system requires that certain members of the university community identify all relationships that may compromise or appear to compromise the integrity of university decisions. Once identified, these conflicts, or potential conflicts, must be disclosed to the employee's immediate supervisor, who makes a determination as to whether a conflict of interest or commitment exists. Human Resources will then take the necessary actions to manage, reduce, or eliminate any such conflicts. A conflict of commitment occurs when an employee's outside pursuit of other business activities interferes with the employee's obligations to the university. You are allowed to have outside business interests and activities, but a conflict is created when participation in such activities affects performance for the university. A conflict of interest is a situation which compromises or appears to compromise the objectivity of a university employees when performing their duties and responsibilities. The UNC Policy Manual, Section 300.2.2, identifies conflicts of interest and outlines principles and procedures that can address potential conflicts. Some of an employee's duties that have the potential to be negatively impacted from a conflict of interest include personnel decisions, purchase of equipment, data collection and analysis, sharing of research results, choice of research protocols, use of statistics, and mentoring or judgment of student work. If an employee or an immediate family member of an employee has a personal interest in an activity that may affect decision-making within the university, there may be a conflict of interest. An external activity for pay includes any activity which is not included in the scope of one's NCCU employment, is performed for another entity other than NCCU, is done for pay, and is based upon one's professional knowledge, experience, or abilities. Activities which do not involve professional knowledge are not subject to the advanced disclosure and approval requirements. They are, however, subject to the basic requirement that outside activities not result in neglect of primary university duties, conflicts of interest, inappropriate use of university name or resources, or claims of university responsibility for the activity. There are three categories of potential conflicts which may arise during the course of university business. They include activities which are allowable with no reporting required, activities which require disclosure for administrative review, and activities or relationships that are not generally allowable. Allowable activities may present the appearance of a technical conflict, but they in fact do not have the potential for affecting the employee's objectivity for performance of university responsibilities. The following examples are all allowable without any reporting required. An EHRA employee receiving royalties from the publication of books or for the licensure of patented inventions subject to the UNC patent and copyright policies. An EHRA employee having an equity interest in a corporation, the exclusive function of which is to accommodate the employee's external consulting activities. An EHRA employee receiving nominal compensation in the form of honoraria or expense reimbursement in connection with service to professional associations, service on review panels, presentation of scholarly works, and participation in accreditation reviews. If an activity suggests a possibility of conflicting loyalties which could impair objectivity, it must be disclosed for administrative review. The following are all examples of activities requiring administrative review. An EHRA employee requiring students to purchase the textbook or related instructional materials of the employee or members of his or her immediate family, which produces compensation for the employee or family member. An EHRA employee receiving compensation or gratuities other than occasional meals, gifts of desk copies of textbooks, and the like from any individual or entity doing business with the university. An EHRA employee serving on the board of directors or scientific advisory board of an enterprise that provides financial support for university research, and the employee or a member of his or her immediate family may receive such financial support. An EHRA employee serving in an executive position in a for-profit or not-for-profit business which conducts research or other activities in an area related to the university duties of the employee. An EHRA employee having significant equity in a for-profit business which conducts research or other activities in an area related to the employee's university duties. An EHRA employee having a financial interest in a business that competes with services provided by the university. Activities or relationships that are generally not allowable are ones that involve potential conflicts of interest or present obvious opportunities or inducements to favor personal interests over institutional concerns. Before even attempting such an endeavor, the employee must demonstrate that his or her objectivity would not be affected or otherwise damage university interests. Examples of activities or relationships that are generally not allowable: an EHRA employee requiring students to purchase the textbook or related instructional materials of the employee or members of his or her immediate family, which produces compensation for the employee or family member. An EHRA employee receiving compensation or gratuities other than occasional meals, gifts of desk copies of textbooks, and the like from any individual or entity doing business with the university. An EHRA employee serving on the board of directors or scientific advisory board of an enterprise that provides financial support for university research, and the employee or a member of his or her immediate family may receive such financial support. An EHRA employee making referrals of university business to an external enterprise in which the individual or a member of his or her immediate family has a financial interest. An EHRA employee associating his or her own name with the university in such a way as to profit financially by trading on the reputation or goodwill of the university. An EHRA employee making unauthorized use of privileged information acquired in connection with one's university responsibilities. The following questions are examples that may or may not constitute a conflict of interest or commitment. There are 10 questions for you to complete. You must score 70% or better, meaning you must get at least 7 questions correct in order to successfully complete this training module. You will have the option of retaking the quiz until you pass it.